Parklane. Innovative. Creative. A leader in the landscape industry. Setting standards. Winning awards. Improving the environment one landscape at a time.
People are just amazed at what's happened here.
When we finished this, we went, and it was just so incredibly beautiful.
And we love it. Today, the outdoor living space, it's like our cottage. It's like our cottage in the city, and we just really, really like it.
So if someone is going to do landscaping, but they want to do it in the most gentle way possible for the environment, then I think you can't do better than having us do your design.
If it's flat, he wants it up like this, Bobby. He wants to step up.
Anna Van Maris is president of Parklane. It was founded by her father in 1958. Setting standards of excellence is still what defines Parklane today.
Parklane turned out to be wonderful to work with. I'm an architect, so I know what it's like to be a consultant, and I think one of the things that I appreciated, they share our quality and commitment to listening to a client, not just delivering what they think needs to be done, but working with the client so that they go beyond where they thought they could go.
You know, one of the things that really impressed us about Parklane was the way in which people worked together. Anna and her whole team.
There was a continuity and professionalism whereby I only had to deal with one person at Parklane, and they took care of all the trades.
Besides being a pleasure to work with, the people at Parklane are also creative designers and innovative problem solvers, two qualities that are fundamental to successful results. This summer property on Lake Simcoe had major problems.
And also water was coming from across the street, and all of it was being caught in this man-made swale system where the staircase was. It was a timber staircase, and every spring all the timbers would end up down here on the beach.
So first, the problem of how to contain the water had to be solved. Function would determine aesthetics. So they measured both elevations and distances. They took soil samples. They performed a needs assessment. They took their inspiration from the 150-year-old wall, the philosophy of preservation always in mind. It was a huge challenge. After much thought, Anna hit on an idea rooted in native tradition. The medicine wheel. She would create a circular terrace, buttressed by walls, one above, one below, linked by stone staircases leading to the lake.
Everything came together around this wall.
The water is now caught in a drainage system behind the upper wall and directed by underground pipes into the sand before it reaches the beach. The different levels are linked by 24 5-foot risers, each one carried in and installed by hand.
So there's virtually no sudden runoff issues on the property anymore.
Challenges are part of any creative landscape. Each property presents its own set of unique problems. Natural boulders were part of the design plan for this property in North Toronto. The soil had to be raised 3 feet, all without machines that would disrupt neighbors and damage their property.
Typically, a landscape company would look at a site like this and say it's impossible to bring in rocks this size or to do this much moving of material, period, even if it is by wheelbarrow, without a machine, without a bobcat. We just looked at that as a parameter to getting the job done, and we did it.
Sustainability. It's another key component of Parklane's approach to design. It's about rejuvenating and giving back to the environment. That could mean, for example, ensuring that runoff from the roof is contained on the property as it is here. The water is directed to a dry stream bed, which becomes a dynamic water feature when it rains.
And as it collects, it starts to flow through the whole dry stream. But the liner that we've used inside this has breaks in it, so every once in a while the water gets a chance to absorb into the subsoil for the garden.
A catch basin filled with boulders helps hold and evaporate the water, spreading it throughout the rest of the property. Giving back to nature can be something as simple as a small patch of garden that incorporates local edible plants.
This basil is beautiful. Okay,
Yes.
you should harvest that.
Yeah.
So we love it when a client is willing to take on the challenge of gardening a vegetable garden, and that's what Mrs. DeYoung was willing to do. So we planted the garden here for her. We also put in an irrigation system underneath this so that we can water from the surface, but the water goes down underneath using clay tiles that we had on the site. They were just a reclaimed waste material that we would have had to find a home for anyway. So we used them on the bottom of the whole vegetable garden. And this garden has grown as if it's on steroids this year.
And that's without chemicals. The entire garden has even given its owner a new lease on life.
You can't put a price on that. You can't say what that's worth.
Oh yes, I'm very happy.
And she has spent hours in her Japanese Zen garden. The famous English poet Alexander Pope, some 300 years ago, said, "All gardening is landscape painting." At Park Lane, every designer is a master landscape painter, and every garden is a masterpiece.